is sour. And someone, no one's perfect, not even Eli, put an empty Cheerios box in the refrigerator. What else is there? A banana, a massive Sub-Zero with nothing inside but spoiled milk and one dead banana. Daisy hates bananas, even when they aren't mottled with gray-green splotches. Eli can buy Daisy a donut on the way to school. It's not the ideal breakfast, nothing Charlotte would admit to when the mothers get together, not even when everyone's bitching about what their kids won't eat. But it's better than nothing, better than Daisy going to kindergarten with an empty stomach on her first day back after spring break. And Daisy will love it. Charlotte worries about how much her daughter likes sugar. Most kids do, she knows, but she can't help thinking that sweets might really pose a danger to her daughter's fragile health. At 8 in the morning, the loft is already bright, with a view of the pinkish, early spring sun warming the beautiful bridges: Brooklyn, Manhattan, Williamsburg. Charlotte counts them. 1, 2, 3. As if she's afraid they might have vanished while she was out of the country. Eli says, in this city, you pay for sunlight. Whenever Charlotte thinks about how much the loft cost, she has to knock off $400,000 from its terrifying price. Charlotte smells smoke. Dear God, is the building on fire? Welcome home. Last month, the city fire marshals came to warn them that they have 6 months to replace the old wooden staircase in the hall with metal, or the building will be condemned. The marshals don't care if Charlotte and Eli own their loft, or how beautiful they've made it. All that money, all that costly, painstaking renovation, so their home can smell like an ashtray. Charlotte's pretty sure that the building's not on fire. Her downstairs neighbor, Ariane, the stubborn, difficult widow of a famous painter, refuses to stop smoking. One spark, and all her late husband's canvases will go up in a flash. Charlotte's family house in upstate New York burned down when she was in high school, so she's sensitive about fire, not obsessed or phobic, but definitely aware. The last holdout when the building went co-op, Ariane is why the staircase hasn't been replaced. She refused to sign the release, even when Eli offered to pay for the project. When the co-op, Eli is president of the tiny board, banned smoking, Ariane responded by switching to expensive black cigarettes, as smelly as cigars. In her charitable moments, Charlotte thinks, who can blame her? Ariane has no money, and her crazy middle-aged son, Drew, moved back in with her a few months ago. Charlotte knows that Ariane resents her for her privilege, her money, the beauty of their loft, for Charlotte's easy life, for what Ariane thinks is easy. But what can Charlotte do? She can't think of a way to diffuse the ill will between herself and her downstairs neighbors. Charlotte has heard Ariane and Drew shouting and slamming doors, sometimes all night long, fighting and smoking and fighting. The smoke would be less upsetting if Daisy weren't asthmatic. Every puff Ariane and Drew exhale up through the floor terrifies Charlotte. So far, cigarette smoke isn't among Daisy's triggers, but there's always the chance that smoke could bring on an attack. Sometimes Charlotte lies awake at night, smelling smoke, or maybe just thinking she smells smoke, feeling scared and enraged, waiting to hear that first horrifying wheeze and rasp from Daisy's room. If that happens, if Daisy has an attack, they'll have to sue Ariane, or move, or something. Actually, Drew scares Charlotte even more than the smoking. Charlotte doesn't like the twitchy smile on his face when he sees Daisy and pats her on the head. Who pats 5-year-old girls on the head? Charlotte hates to think this way, but with his furtive little face, his steel-rimmed glasses dirty with fingerprints, his brush of short gray hair stiff with excessive product that is probably natural grease, Drew looks like a serial child molester on Law and Order's Special Victims Unit. One especially paranoid night, Charlotte woke Eli and made him look up Drew in the online sex offender registry, but Drew wasn't.